5 weeks before I'd first had fast food.
I'm ready, man.
For the aliens, man.
Yeah, man. Ready for the alien talk.
All right, are we having that right now?
Yeah, let me figure out how to get this thing. All right, I got a new theory, man. I'm dead serious about this too.
All right.
What if aliens? All right, have you ever heard of seeding theory?
No. Tell me about
All right.
theory.
Seeding theory, man. Seeding theory is the idea that aliens came to Earth and they explored or whatever, and they saw these animals, and they found that chimps, were the most evolved. So they seeded them with like advanced DNA that would actually make like evolution go a lot faster.
Okay.
And now we are the offspring of that. But the aliens who did the seeding were actually us from the future. So as time goes, right, we keep evolving. That we might look like the gray aliens, that typical gray alien that you see with the big head and the big eyes or whatever. Because the idea is that, like, for example, cavemen, they were all big and brutish and strong, and they had to be because they were out there fighting dinosaurs and stuff, right? But the smarter we got, our heads got bigger because our brains got bigger.
Yeah.
And we had the less need to be like this gladiator built. Like, think about like Mark Zuckerberg and Bezos and Bill Gates and all these guys. These are like little nerdy, skinny, weak, but they're like geniuses with these magnificent brains. And we keep evolving. That means that like our bodies would become slender, they become less muscular, they get smaller, and our heads would get bigger because we'd be a lot more smarter and stuff, right? So then basically these advanced humanoids are really us that have evolved, and they came back to Earth in the past and they seeded chimps or whatever so that evolution would occur a lot faster.
But why would they speed it up if they're already at that point?
Because they realize it's one of those like in the movies, in order for them to get that advanced, they had to go back in time and mess with history in order for them to be that advanced or something like that. Does that make sense? Like, for example, what we've learned that we evolved from chimps.
Yeah.
Right? Think about this. Think about this, man.
Okay. I'm trying to understand because because if it occurred naturally in the past, why would they go back to the past and speed it up?
Did it happen naturally in the past? That's the whole idea. The whole idea is that, this is that time, present, and future all happen at the same time.
Okay.
So in order for these advanced beings to be so evolved, they had to go back and cause evolution to rapidly happen with these chimpanzees by seeding them with this advanced DNA, because it already had happened before. So the evolution that we learn about in schools,
I just don't understand how it had happened before. Like that's the part that I struggle with. Like, so you're saying they seeded them so they could become what they are now.
Right.
But if that had never, if this is the first time of that, like, you get what I'm saying?
No, it's just cyclical.
I know, but there had to be a first to start that cycle. Is there not? And so
I don't know.
How did they even come to existence if no one was there to seed in the first place?
I think we're just on a loop.
We did this to ourselves.
I think we're on a loop.
But how? That's what I'm trying to understand. And maybe.
All right. So there's other theories that, for example, say like that this is not the first time that we've been on Earth. That mankind and our Homo sapiens, that this is like not the first civilization, that we've done this before. That's the same kind of thing. We're in this loop, man. That's why I feel like sometimes I have deja vu, or I have these memories that I don't feel like belong to me, but they're mine.
Okay.
But it doesn't make sense. But like, they're my memories, but just of a consciousness that I don't remember.
Yeah.
So maybe we just keep doing this over. That's why when you meet somebody and you have that connection right away with them, or they give off that aura, like you've known them for a long time or whatever, maybe you have. Maybe we keep doing this over and over and over again.
How do you explain someone that like is like, oh, I've never had deja vu, or I don't have memories?
I would ask that person to come on this podcast and tell us how they've never had deja vu. Because I think everybody does, man. I might be wrong about that. I don't know. I just feel like everybody that I ask, you ever experienced deja vu? Everybody always, like kids raise their hand in class. Here's another crazy part is, right? Okay. So let's get biblical real quick. And I know you haven't read the Bible from front to back. Neither have I.
I've never sat down and read it from front to back. But I grew up in Catholic church. I stopped. I never finished my confirmation. I came home one day and said I didn't want to do it anymore.
Yeah. But one thing to look up, man, and anybody else who's watching this, like, look up the Anunnaki of the Sumerian, like the earliest civilization, the Sumerians, right? Mm-hmm. And they had their cuneiform, I guess. Well, is that the writing they had?
I believe so.
Yeah, the cuneiform. And there's like depictions of the Anunnaki, who were like these celestial beings, angels, if you will, whatever, gods, goddesses, that like were in these Sumerian texts, right? We see it later on with the Nephilim in the Bible. Right, so I actually know this verse verbatim from Genesis 6:4. It says, the Nephilim were around in those days and also after, when the sons of God went to the daughters of man and had children with them. They were men of old and men of renown. And what it's suggesting is that the sons of God, a lot of people will actually think that means like you and I, right? Man. Yeah. But in the Hebrew text, it actually says the Ben Elohim, right? Which translated means the fallen angels. So in the translation, it's really when the fallen angels go to the daughters of man and have children with them. Yeah. Right? And now this is what was the actual translation, was accepted all the way up until the Council of Nicaea with Constantine, when he brought in all the archbishops and all these high, ranking clergy to come in, and they decided what books were going to go in the Bible and which books were going to be taken out. The ones that were taken out, we call them the lost books of the Bible, or the Apocrypha, right? You can Google fact check that, right? Going back to what I was saying about, like, this is advanced humans, these fallen angels, these angels that come from the skies, that come from the clouds, who have all these special powers. What if they were advanced civilization, aliens, our future self who came back, did the seeding? Maybe that was the fallen angels took the daughters of man. Maybe that's where the seeding comes into place. Think about this, right? Think about, and I can't remember where I heard this argument or what they were saying. I can't remember. It might have been Joe Rogan. Anyway, think about chimps are the 99% us.
Something like that.
Right, we share 99% of DNA with chimps. What do you think the smartest chimp can do? Think about like what you've seen on, or gorillas and stuff like that, when they train gorillas and they get them to
sign language, man.
Sign language and stuff.
Sign language, that's like a really high end.
When do you think you could teach a human child, how to sign? Think about when people learn how to actually speak. Age 2, right? Kids are talking or whatever. Apes can't even do that yet, right? Maybe they make some noises. They speak, maybe not auditory like we understand it as humans. But anyway, when could you teach a child to sign?
I don't know, because then we're talking about fine motor skills. So
true.
Later. That's probably later in life, man.
What age? 4? I think MJ had his fine motor skills. We already had MJ playing soccer.
I mean, I never had a kid, so I don't know.
About 4. So long story short.
Okay.
The smartest chimpanzee, smartest chimpanzees in the world can do the equivalent of what maybe a 4-year-old can do.
Okay.
The human species. And they are 99% like us.
Yeah.
That's 1 degree difference, 1 percentage difference. What do you think the next iteration of evolution of human beings? 1% more evolved than what we are now. Think about what the smartest human being today, a Bezos or a Hawking, right?
Yeah.
That's what a 4-year-old future humanoid will be able to do.
Hang on. Now I got an administrator calling me, man. Hang on, man.